What's up, guys? Hello, the Lazy Goldmaker here. A while ago I showed you how I'm doing posting with hard-coded gold operations. Well, I've taken things a step further, and for items that have a fixed quality, we can use TradeSkillmaster to get completely like one per item correct pricing, including multicraft and resourcefulness. Like you can see here with the quality 3 gems, they're all using the same operation. I mistyped the M to a comma, but it works. And they now each have their own separate minimum price based on the material cost. As you can see here, the deadly one has a 848 minimum, whereas the stormy malachite has cheaper materials, so it's 643. So I'm going to show you how to do it and share a spreadsheet so you can put in your values for your stats, and you'll get a pricing formula coming out. So perfect. Now, what I do here in the operation is, of course, to rely on the price source crafting in TSM, which is wildly useful because it represents the crafting cost of an item, which means that if you have, say, 120% of the crafting cost as your minimum price, then pretty much everything is going to be profitable, right? Or anything you post with that is going to be posted for more than the materials cost, which is what you want. So I use that a lot, but with multi-craft, inspiration, resourcefulness, then what's your actual crafting cost? It's not included in this. This crafting price source is just the materials. So for, say, the Alexstrasite, it's just going to be the price of 3 awakened fire, 1 awakened order, and a quality 3 Alexstrasite. That's it. It doesn't take into account anything else, and it gives me my crafting cost as 1,034 gold, as you can see in this tooltip. But I have a bunch of multi-craft and resourcefulness stats, so on average I'm going to craft these for a lot less because I'm going to get materials back and I'm going to get extra gems. And TSM can't handle those by default, so you have to compute this number, which is what we're really interested in. What is the correct percentage of crafting? That's what we're trying to find out. I mean, if we're looking at the deadly Alexstrasite, we'll see that my average profit is actually 250 gold off of this 1,000 gold crafting cost, because I get a bunch extra. On average, I have 15% multi-craft and I have 19% resourcefulness, so I'm going to get a bunch extra. Now, luckily, you can very easily calculate these two things. The multicraft formula is pretty simple. It's your multicraft chance, and then when multicraft procs, on average, it's going to give you 1.5 extra, or 1.5 the base amount extra. So for deadly Alexstrasites, this crafts 1. So every time multicraft procs, I'm getting 1.5 extra on average, or a 15% chance of getting 1.5 extra is what you can model this as mathematically. Sometimes you're going to get more, you're going to get 3s. I think you can even get 4 at a time, but we only care about the average, long run average, because then we can compute that back down to a crafting cost. Resourcefulness is the same. This is the chance to use trade fewer reagents. You need to divide it by 3, or rather, it's going to be when you proc this, it's going to be 30% of the base amount per item. So it's going to be 19%, and then multiply that by 0.3 and you get about 8% base. And then obviously this can also be modified by certain nodes, so you can get these ones that will in total increase the effective resourcefulness by 50%. And for some professions, there's also nodes that give you plus multicraft bonuses. So for alchemy, for instance, they have a node for that. Now, obviously, some of you may be super interested in the math behind this. Some of you don't and just want to get the right number. Either way, we have a spreadsheet for you, which is where we'll calculate this. If you're super interested in seeing the math behind this, then you can unhind these columns and check the intermediate calculations. But we're not really going to look at them too much here today. What you put in here is your multicraft percentage for the given item, and then you put in any percentage extra. So if you have like the potion node that gives you 50% extra on multicraft, then you change this number to 50%. If you don't, then you leave it at 0. Then you do the same here with resourcefulness. Put in your percentage, put in the percentage bonus you have. If you have maxed out the resourcefulness node, then this is going to be 50. And then you put in whatever you want your minimum profit margin to be. And then it's going to spit out a percentage, suggested minimum price percent. So this one, with these stats and 20% profit minimum, set your minimum price in your operation to 91% crafting, and you're good to go. It's that simple. If you want to peruse the math, then just unhide these columns, and there's a couple of calculations there. It's not super complicated, so it's pretty easy. But yeah, this is perfect. It works great for any item where you're crafting a guaranteed quality. So some items where this is going to be relevant, quality 3 gems. If you're crafting weapon runes from inscription, those are also going to be the same. Anything where you're always reaching a given quality is this good for. Now, inspiration is a lot harder to model. Or rather, it's not that much harder to model. It's pretty easy to model mathematically. But it's a ton of work to implement into TSM correct pricing, and that's because for every item, every quality 3 item needs to refer to the price of the quality 2 item in the operation to get correct pricing, to guarantee that you're roughly crafting at a profit, which means that you need one operation for literally every item, which makes it, in my opinion, too much work. And you're better off using hard-coded gold prices, like I covered in my last video. That's what I'm doing for inspiration crafts. It might be worth doing it for some items, but I don't think it's good practice in general. I think it's too much work to really be worth it. Outside of if you're just doing a very small number of items, I might show you how you would go about setting it up in a future video, but we're not going to go into that today. We're just going to focus on what I did, the easy part, getting a good operation for anything that you craft at a specific quality, guaranteed quality. You can now get correct pricing with one operation, as long as it's the same stats. So go out, have some fun, and post gems more efficiently.